This video will walk you through the Shopper Metrics report, which you'll find under the Shopper module. This report allows you to compare specific panel metrics across different channels or demographics. Let's open the Shopper Metrics report. The first thing we'll want to do is fill in the blanks of our Mad Lib statement at the top. Product is generally reserved for brand, so that's where we're going to put our brand. Today we're going to look at Blue Buffalo dog food. I'm simply going to make sure any product is selected in blue and type in Blue Buffalo. Once it's back, we're going to select the parent brand Blue Buffalo, but whatever you're running, you could select the brand or the parent brand level. The next is our category. We're wanting to look at dry dog food, so I'm simply going to type in dry dog food. Again, once it's come back, we're going to select the category dry dog food. Now the next statement is a slightly different statement than what we've seen before. It asks us how we want to break out these key metrics. So if we click on the Any level, we're going to actually select Store Attributes, and I want to break this out by banner. Essentially what I'm going to do is get a list of all the banners that Blue Buffalo is sold at and how it's comparing. The next is Purchased at Any Store. Because of the way that we are running this, breaking out by banner, I want to just look across all FMCG and e-commerce. So I'm going to open the parent channel folder and select FMCG and e-com. And our time range is going to be the latest 52 weeks. In our advanced options, we're not going to change anything today, but do know that if you wanted to run by different demographics, you could put in people groups here, there's trip groups available, etc. Next, all we have to do is hit run. Once the report comes back, you'll get a notification in the top that'll let you know that that report's complete. So if you do move on to another report, you'll always know when that's completed. So looking through our Shopper Metrics report, the first thing I want to do is, rather than have to scroll through here, I want to see everything on one screen. So I'm going to minimize this left side navigation, and then I'm also going to zoom out on my browser just a little bit so I can see everything in one page. Our top line is going to be just total Blue Buffalo dry dog food in the total market that we selected. That would be FMCG and e-commerce. So we can see our total household penetration along with some other key metrics. So then we could go through the banners and we can compare how each banner is doing. So PetSmart's definitely leading the pack when it comes to household penetration. They have the most shoppers shopping at that store versus others. Notice we have Amazon and Chewy.com in here as well. That's because we selected e-com up top. Then we can go through and look at the purchase frequency. So it looks like Amazon and Chewy have the highest purchase frequency. Our units per trip is about 1 per trip. We have our percent of shopper group. Now this is always going to match the household penetration if you don't put a people group in your advanced options. If you do, then you'll be able to see how that people group differs. Then we have our spend per unit. So it looks like Walmart people are spending the smallest amount, whereas Chewy.com people are spending the most, followed by Petco and Amazon. And then we have a raw buyer count. There's another metrics that we can look at as well. So if we click on basic metrics and use the drop down to select other metrics, now we'll be able to see the total spend per trip, our percent of repeat households. 61% is the highest we see here. What this ultimately says is, of the people that have purchased Blue Buffalo dry dog food at Amazon, 61.4% have come back and purchased it again. It's a really great metric to be able to show. We have our average buy rate, the percent of the basket that this brand makes up, our average basket size, and then if we have any percent of store trips, we'll be able to see that here. But because we're looking at everything broken out by banner, we're not going to see that. And then again, we have that raw buyer count. This is a super easy scorecard type report that you can pull to be able to compare metrics. Now this is only one way to look at it. So let me show you a different way to run this report. I'm going to click the reprompt button and select reprompt. This is going to allow me to make changes without having to start over from scratch. This time I want to compare all dry dog food. So I'm going to deselect Blue Buffalo just by clicking on the X. I'm also going to click in here and clear out the banner. Instead, I'm going to come into the product attributes and I'm going to select parent brand. So now I'm going to get a list of parent brands within dry dog food to compare. I'm still going to leave it at FMCG or e-commerce, and then in the latest 52 weeks. I'm not going to make any other changes in the advanced options. With that, we're going to hit run. Once it comes back, we'll be able to see, again, that total dry dog food in the market, and then all of the brands going down below. So it's automatically going to sort by household penetration. Then we have our store penetration. This will be a new metric because of the way we ran it. So the store penetration should equal or be greater than the household penetration. Essentially what it does is it changes the denominator. The household penetration is of all of the US households, how many people are purchasing. The store penetration is going to be of all of the people that shop in that store, or in this case, all of FMCG and e-commerce. Then we have our purchase frequency, again, units per trip, etc. So what we'd be able to do is maybe sort by purchase frequency to see who is getting the most purchases. It looks like Diamond Pet Food, Stella and Chewy's, Hills Pet Food. We can look at if anybody's purchasing more than 1 unit per trip. Looks like Nature's Variety averages 1.7. We can look at our total spend per unit. Merrick, Canaday, and Nulo are the most expensive spend per unit. And again, we can go into those other metrics, and let's look at the percent of households again, percent of repeat households. Diamond Pet Food, Hills Pet Food, Pro Plan, and Royal Canin lead the pack with the highest percent of repeat households making multiple purchases, multiple trips. That's all there is to it with the Shopper Metrics report. Let us know if you have any questions through our Insights chat.